I want to unbox this. But first of all, I'm gonna go to Italy. Have you ever seen an unboxing before this beautiful scenery? Let's start. This exactly. This is a waterproof camera housing for my LUMIX GH5, filming with it right now. Dust-proof, grease-proof down to minus 10 degrees Celsius. I haven't expected that it's that big. Shock-proof, waterproof down to 40 meters. I guess you can control every button of your LUMIX GH5. So the waterproof housing is waterproof up to 40 meters, but I have to admit I'm not a diver, but I love being in the water, swim a lot, do stand-up paddling. I started learning how to surf. What I just want to do is shooting really cool water shots, underwater, above the water, doesn't matter. Until now, I've been using my iPhone, my GoPro, my spectacles, the Rilo 360 cam, but now I want to go the next level and use the LUMIX GH5, which has 180 FPS slow motion, and that's gonna be fun. Now I'm gonna go back to my apartment and have a coffee. Okay guys, espresso first. So here's the underwater housing. It feels bigger than I thought, it feels solid, and you have to know that I don't have any experience with underwater housings. The case comes with additional O-ring, microfiber cloth, and silicone grease. The O-ring guarantees that the housing stays waterproof. It has a flash trigger that includes 2 batteries. We have a wrist strap and a neck strap. And last but not least, anti-fog sheet. And as I told you before, you can navigate all your GH5 buttons that are mechanically controlled by the equivalent buttons on the case, like the ISO, the white balance, or the record button. This is how you open the case. You just have to pull up this red button and push the clip a little bit, and voila, it's open. I don't want to go into details yet, but before you use the case, it's important to know that you first have to check that the case is really waterproof. Maybe by putting it into the sink, but without your cam. Just to be sure, I'm gonna put silicone grease onto the O-ring. That looks weird, but I have to put the pan onto the case because I want to keep it in the water. Oops. Now, let's check if it leaks water. I can confirm it's waterproof. Sorry guys, I have to switch off the LUMIX GH5 now and switch to my spectacles. Another important thing, save all your video files or insert an empty SD card. Meanwhile, I'm at the beach. I'm switching on my GH5 like this. Well, now comes moment of truth. You know, I have a nearly $2,000 cam and I'm really scared. Push the record button. This was test 1, and I'm really curious how the footage is gonna be. First of all, you have to clean it from salt water. Is it dry inside? Cam is not damaged. That's good. Okay guys, I approve. It's dry inside. So, what are my first impressions? From what I've seen so far, the picture looks clear, the glass doesn't seem to diminish the quality of the video, except of this little vignette which I come to later. One big plus for me, it's floating. It's a lifesaver, and you don't need any other means like floaties to secure your cam. I was wrong. I couldn't control every button of the LUMIX GH5. In my case, I couldn't set the aperture. What I had to do was to preset the aperture before I put the GH5 into the housing. Speaking of which, you have to adjust manual focus and the focal length too. One tip from me regarding the vignette. If you don't like the vignette, you have to set the focal length to 14mm. So these were my first impressions. I'm gonna do more tests tomorrow. Preparing my next test now. Putting some Rain-X on the glass. Don't know if someone ever did this, but I'm putting a Joby on it. I know, this looks quite weird. Let's try that again. Now I'm gonna go back to Germany and see if the footage is quite useful or not. See you then. Forget it, I don't need to go to Germany. I was itching to see what I've shot. I reviewed the footage on my MacBook last evening. First of all, I want to mention again that I use the waterproof housing for water B-roll shots, not for diving, at least for now. When I saw the footage, I was delighted that I could finally make these kind of shots. High quality, slow motion clips shot in vlog mode. At second glance, I thought, okay, you need more interesting motifs on the water. A surfer, higher waves, a dolphin, or something like that. I definitely need more experience to figure out the right focus when I shoot in slow motion. But aside from that, I'm really happy with the housing and it fulfills my needs, given the fact that it's the cheapest housing I found so far. One last tip, please make sure that you hear the click. It happened to me one time that the lock wasn't fully closed, but I was lucky and that was a positive surprise. It didn't leak. Nevertheless, I'm looking forward to do more experiments with it. Bye bye, see you next time. Gonna miss you. Back from Italy to Germany. As I told you before, my motives in Italy were quite monotonous, so I hope to capture more interesting subjects here. At the wonderful Lake Card where I'm living nearby, and this time I'm using another lens, the SUMMILUX 12mm 1.4, to have another look, so you will probably notice a little vignette. Now I'm jumping into the cold water. Enjoy watching. Oh man, that was really cold. I'm still shivering. That's it for today, guys. I hope to shoot more B-roll underwater shots in the future. See you next time.